What happens when multiple cultures collide? Great food. That's what. This is the story of Cajun and Creole cuisine, now called soul food, and is the consequence of the hardship and immigration of people from faraway lands. And the place of this extraordinary melting pot is right here in New Orleans, Louisiana. Today on the show, we're checking out one of this vibrant city's museums, the Southern Food and Beverage Museum, and learning about the different types of Southern food. Then I'm heading to Toups South for some Cajun food and the original Fiorella's Café to taste its award-winning fried chicken. Later in the show, I'm grabbing some brunch at Brown Butter Southern Kitchen and Bar, and then tasting Creole soul food at Little Dizzy's Café, a special spot nestled in the heart of this colourful city. New Orleans, Louisiana is probably the most historic city in the US, and definitely the most unique. But it's New Orleans history that makes this an amazing city, rich in heritage and tradition. It's no wonder it's the home of some of the best soul food in the country. Across the street from the New Orleans Jazz Market is the Southern Food and Beverage Museum, a non-profit living history organisation dedicated to the discovery, understanding and celebration of food and drink culture in the South. Hey Liz.
Hi.
Great to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Welcome to the Southern Food and Beverage Museum.
Thank you for having me. I've just arrived in New Orleans and I need a bit of a crash course on the history of Southern food and New Orleans and Creole and Cajun.
So the difference between Cajun and Creole is really essential if you're here.
Yep.
Because the food of New Orleans is generally called Creole food.
Yeah.
And so when people confuse Cajun and Creole, people in New Orleans get their dander up. Outside of New Orleans, it starts to turn into Cajun as you get closer
right.
there. So once it's outside of New Orleans, it's not Creole anymore. Okay. So the Cajun came from Canada at a time when France had ceded parts of Canada to England, and the English came in and they said you have to become Protestant or you must leave. So lots of people who were there left, but they were living a subsistence living up there. Everything was one pot cooking because they probably only had one pot, and a group of them came to Louisiana.
Why here?
It was still French speaking. They stayed west and a little bit northwest of New Orleans,
Yep.
and so their food developed separately from the food of New Orleans. Here at the museum we have Toups South, and Isaac Toups is there, and he is the real deal Cajun. The basic food of New Orleans is the food of Africa. That is our base. Even though the French were here, even though the Spanish were here, the everyday cooking was mostly done by enslaved Africans. Their combinations and their flavor sensitivities were the basis for the food of not only New Orleans, but the South. You have to eat gumbo when you're here.
Okay.
Gumbo comes in all kinds of forms. So this is another part of Mardi Gras, and it combines the habit of people in New Orleans to eat red beans on Mondays with the day before Mardi Gras. So Fat Tuesday, and then we have Fat Monday, so that's Lundi Gras. So this collection of absinthe-related artifacts on display in the U.S.
So what's the story here? I mean, about prohibition and absinthe and...
Well, absinthe was one of those things that was considered dangerous because it became so popular that people were taking shortcuts to making it. So instead of using ethanol, which is the alcohol we can drink, they used methanol, and they added colorants to it, and the colorants also were poisonous. So people were not drinking actual ethanol, and that's why they were dying.
And this is how you make it right here, is it?
That's right.
So how does this kind of work?
Okay. The beauty of this is that you don't have to measure anything.
Okay.
Because the glass does it for you. So you fill to there with the absinthe.
Oh, yeah. I got drunk just from sniffing it.
Then you put the spoon
Yep.
with the sugar cube on top, and then You slowly pour water,
Oh, just water.
yes,
Okay.
over that.
There we go.
And you go up to this line.
Yep. And by then the sugar has melted.
Yes.
Okay.
And if it hasn't, you can always just stir it around with a spoon.
Yep.
And that is the way you drink it.
I'm not going to drink it because it's early in the morning, so.
But you can smell it.
Yep. Oh yeah, it's almost got like a licorice.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
Which is really delicious, actually.
This is a king cake,
Yep.
which is something that we eat here all throughout the Mardi Gras season. We begin eating king cake January 6th, which is the first day of the Mardi Gras season,
Yep.
and we eat it until Mardi Gras. That's the last day you eat it. You do not eat it the rest of the year. The 3 colors of Mardi Gras, purple, green, and gold, and it's traditionally a brioche cake. And inside, right now, we have little babies, these little gold baby, like this one.
This is an oversized one.
That's right. And if you receive the baby, you're tapped to give either the next king cake party or to bring a king cake
For
to
next year.
for the office or something
Okay.
like that. No, not next year. Tomorrow or
Oh,
the day
really?
after. Yeah.
I mean, how many king cakes can you eat in one season?
Oh, I don't know. 40?
Really?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Well, I've got some eating to do,
Yes.
so I'm going to head off and fill this belly.
All right.
Good to talk to you.
Nice to talk to you.
Coming up, I'm heading to Toups South. That's inside the Food Museum and trying some traditional Cajun food. Then I'm checking out a southern restaurant known for its award-winning fried chicken. I'm ready to eat some southern food and I'm stopping by Toups South. I'm about to meet Chef Isaac Toups and taste one of his Cajun dishes. And it's Isaac Toups.
What's going on, my man?
Thank you so much. I was told to come and see you because apparently you do the best Cajun in the world.
I do the best Cajun in the world, but I'm biased.
Absolutely. You are the real Cajun man.
Right.
Because you grew up in Cajun country.
It's a small little part of South Louisiana. Everybody thinks that all of Louisiana are Cajuns and people from New Orleans are Cajun, when that's not actually the truth. Cajun country, or Acadiana as it's called, is a nice little, about 100 square miles patch in South Louisiana where the real Cajun traditions come from.
This is a really cool space. I mean,
It is a beautiful restaurant. The space in Toups South here in the Southern Food and Beverage Museum is an absolute wonder. I mean, we walked in, we dressed the place, we put a pretty skirt on it, but itself.
what was it like when you got here?
Actually, what was great is the bar was already here.
Okay.
The bar is the 3rd oldest bar in New Orleans.
Are you kidding
Yeah,
me?
they pulled it out of the Lake Pontchartrain after Hurricane George. It's from the 1850s.
Hurricanes are a problem here.
Hurricanes are a bit of a problem. I was born and raised down here,
Okay.
so it's kind of part of the nature. It's like in California, you get earthquakes, and
Yeah.
you know, it's just kind of every couple of years, you close in the restaurant, you turn your generator on, you get the hell out of Dodge.
Well, you're going to cook a storm for us today.
I am going to cook y'all a traditional seafood dish that was taught to me by my father.
The real deal Cajun dish handed down from generations.
This is his camp style oyster and crab stew.
Well, I can't wait to see it. So,
Well, sit down.
Okay.
And I'll get to cooking.
no problem.
Gary seems new to town, but he's very excited, so I'm going to cook him a real deal Cajun style dish. A South Louisiana crab stew, camp style, something my father taught me how to make. So first thing we do, we're gonna get the pan nice and hot, and then we're gonna sear some Gulf shrimp. Came out of the water yesterday, super fresh. I think our shrimp are some of the best. We're gonna sear that real hard and then give them a flip. Then we're gonna go in with some oysters, and we're gonna toast a little garlic in the back of the pan. Once that garlic's nice and toasted and the oysters have released all their liquid, we're gonna go in with some dark seafood stock made with dark roux. Now that's essential in the dish. The dark roux, which is equal parts flour and fat, in this case vegetable oil, and that's what gives the dish its richness. After that, we add the stock to it, bring it all up, a little crab fat butter. We add our crab meat, and we let that come up and emulsify. We taste to make sure it's on spice. We serve that in a dish and top it with our seafood calas, which is a rice fritter with seafood and crab roe in it as well. So after I put in the dish, we have our shrimp, our crab, and our oysters. We garnish it with our calas, and some green onion to give it that little oniony pop at the end, and you're ready to go.
Here we go. Oh, wow.
Did you want me to put it right in here?
Yeah, that's great. Let's check this out. Look at that. Take a look at that. This is so cool.
Yeah, the dark roux is essential.
Yep.
Roux is one of the quintessential things we put in our food. It's the basis for a stew or a gumbo.
Let's try this. Mmm. Oh, yeah.
To warm you up on a cold
The
day.
seafood roe through that has really made that very seafoody. This one is really stunning. All right, let me try some of this.
It's a seafood calas.
So this has got seafood in it as well.
Seafood in it as well. And it's basically a fried rice ball that you get with the sauce and you dip it in for a little texture.
I was like, that's really good.
Thank you. We work hard on that.
So that, this is a rice, and the seafood in there is
Shrimp and crab.
and crab as well. It's really good.
Yeah.
And some cheese.
No cheese. It just looks like a cheese.
What is that?
That's rice binding with a little bit of egg.
That is really good.
But it's rich like cheese, so I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, yeah. All right, let's try some of this.
Have a shrimp.
The shrimp here. Oh yeah, that looks really good.
Yeah. Now the key is pick up the head, give the head a pinch, and suck the juices out.
Oh yeah.
Now that's
Really good.
That's why if you notice when I was cooking them, I actually take a spoon and crush the heads to leach out some of that good juice and good fat.
Do you know, that tastes as if it was actually caught this morning.
I get these fresh 3 times a week.
It's actually really good.
I'm not just a pretty face, I can actually cook.
You are not just a pretty face. This is really, really good. You've really taught me something today, so I really thank you.
Oh good, no problem. That's what I'm here to do.
Thank you so much, sir.
You're very welcome, my man. Finish your beer, Jesus.
Now I'm heading to a family-owned restaurant that's been open for business since 1985. The original Fiorella's Café, known for its moist fried chicken, even winning the Best Fried Chicken contest 2 years in a row at the Fried Chicken Festival of New Orleans. This place right here is a bit of an icon here in the town, isn't it?
It really is. So they've won the fried chicken festival 2 years in a row.
In fact, you're the one who came up with an idea that they now have implemented.
That's correct.
Which is the chicken skins.
The fried chicken skin is my favorite part of eating fried chicken. And eating a big piece of chicken when you're standing up in uniform working a parade is a little difficult. I was thinking, what if he just fried the chicken skins, which not only is my favorite part, but it would be a lot easier to eat on the go as well.
Well, apparently he's going to do some for us today, so I'm going to try them for the first time. And they're actually called
Uncle Paul's Chicken Crackling.
There we go.
Mardi Gras Day, I decided to fry chicken for the troops out on the route. And the commander at the time was very enamored with the chicken, to the point where any kind of special event that we had for the district after that, I had to fry chicken. So he's standing next to me and says, you know, I could just eat the skin. That's the best part of this whole thing. Came back to him, I was like, can we play with this and see what we come up with? And we came up with the chicken cracklings. But I had to give props to the commander, and so he's got his name on the menu, Uncle Paul's Chicken Cracklings.
It starts with, you know, the type of chicken we use. It's a 3.5 pound chicken, 3 1/4, 3.5, nothing
Smaller.
too small, you know, and we butcher them ourselves. Then the process after that is washing them, and then we season them. We create a marinade, that's what it is. So it's a secret recipe, so we're not gonna let y'all see that.
When Katrina came through, you were here, right?
Yes.
What was going on? What was it like?
So I was working in the French Quarter at the time, and it was the most difficult thing that I've ever gone through, and I hope I never have to do it again. We were able to protect the French Quarter, which is the jewel of the city.
Yeah.
So it's something I'm very proud of. If something would have happened to the French Quarter, it could have really changed New Orleans. There's thousands of people that needed help. And they needed food, they needed water, they needed shelter. And so we worked really hard to make sure that they had food, water, and shelter.
Oh yes, now that looks good. This is your creation.
Well, they came up with it. I just came up with the idea. So anybody can come up with an idea. Yes.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and try it. Okay. This is the skins.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's good. Really tasty. This is really unique. All right, we'll try some of this fried chicken here. This is the leg. Oh yeah, this has got a secret sauce or something on it. This is really different. The chicken is really moist. And the batter is not thick like some batters. It's really just really thin.
And what you'll see with their chicken, not only is the skin excellent, obviously, which was the inspiration for the chicken skin, but the meat is really juicy and it's very flavorful.
I met him when I first went on to the department, and he's progressed up through the ranks. And like I said, he was my commander when I was in that particular district. But when we first started talking about this venture, he was one of our biggest cheerleaders.
The exciting thing about what's going on in New Orleans now is we're able to reduce crime and be more impactful with less police officers than we've ever had.
Is that right?
And that's because we're working smarter, absolutely. We work really closely with the community. So if you look at our crime now, like this year, our homicides and our shootings have declined dramatically. Yeah. And with armed robberies, which is a crime we particularly are focused on so far this year and last year as well. So we have 2 years of double-digit decreases in crime. Sometimes certain elements of the community have lost trust and confidence with the police. So you have to actually get back and make those one-on-one relationships. When you make those long-lasting relationships and those long-lasting connections, that's what changes a police department, that's what changes a city.
You've been amazing. We're going to eat some more chicken.
Sounds great, let's do it.
After the break, I'm heading to Brown Butter Southern Kitchen and Bar for some brunch. And then I'm going to the Praline Connection to learn more about Louisiana's famous Creole food. I'm ready for one of my favourite meals of the day, brunch. I'm here at Brown Butter Southern Kitchen and Bar, and I've heard it has a killer menu, so I'm excited to meet the chef, Dane Womack. And you must be Dane.
I am.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Love what's going on here. Got a kind of cool vibe. Hey. What do you guys do here? What is it that people come here for?
Well, we're really known for our brunch, but our dinner is a little more refined. You know, come sit down, special occasion kind of place. So.
All right. So what are you gonna cook for me today?
Today we're gonna do our signature brunch burger. We sell more of this than anything else on the menu.
Wow.
And our chicken and waffles. So.
Okay. Sounds like it's gonna be fun.
All right.
Let's get out of business.
All right, let's do it.
Okay. So we're gonna do some healthy chicken and waffles.
Of course. As healthy as chicken and waffles can be.
You wouldn't lie to me, would you?
Of course not.
What are we going to do?
Okay, first thing we're going to do is fry our chicken. We're using a boneless, skinless thigh.
Yep.
I think dark meat has way more flavor than a
100%.
boring breast. We do ours in buttermilk and a little bit of hot sauce.
Ooh, yeah.
Marinate that overnight. And actually,
Hot
buttermilk.
sauce?
Yeah. So like we use our local crystal hot sauce here. And,
wow, that's going to be really kind of
not really, because after you marinate this, the little buttermilk helps break that chicken down a little bit. It helps keeps it moist and almost tenderizes it a little bit. The hot sauce actually just adds to the breading. Gives it a little heat on the front end, but it's not overwhelmingly spicy at all.
Okay, great.
And then our chicken fry is just it's a mixture of some corn flour, some regular white all-purpose flour, and some seasonings.
And there's no bread in there, is there?
No.
Why is that? Why aren't you using any breadcrumbs?
We're country frying this. Country frying, you gotta have that clingy, shaggy batter. You know, get that nice crunchy finish on it. So I'm gonna drop this in a 350-degree fryer.
Okay.
This will take about 7 minutes, which is almost how long our waffle takes. So this will work out perfectly.
Okay. Well, what made you get into cooking? What was the thing?
Well, like everybo's from the South's excuses, their grandmother and their mom.
Okay.
When them out with Thanksgiving, Christmas dinners, got me into it.
That's great.
And then, yeah, the rest is history. I didn't think it would be a full-time job. I was actually in a band touring the States, and
oh, really?
It was the only job I could find where I could come back and get work when I was off. Our waffle iron is now preheated to 390, 391. We like to do this hot and fast so that it gets nice and crispy on the outside, and it just sets on the inside.
I'm really got to tell you, I've never had chicken and waffles in my life.
Oh, really?
No.
We're doing it a little different than most places do. For start, our waffle batter is like a base batter. We want you to be able to taste that chicken and that waffle together. It's not a very sweet batter, not at all. Right. I mean, there's a little sweetness in it, but it's not extremely sweet.
But I mean, aren't we going to put maple syrup on it after? No?
Most people do. We actually went for a little different route. We do a sweet tea glaze, which is actually just a black tea bag cooked down in simple syrup until it makes like a really strong glaze.
Really?
And people love it. I mean, not only do they get to come in here and have chicken waffles, but when they're done, they're ready for the day, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So,
the caffeine in the tea. Actually, I can smell the batter. It smells really good.
Yeah, we do put a couple spices in there, some nutmeg.
There is something in there. What is?
There's a little.
It's a secret. It's really hard working with people from the South because everyone's got their secret. I'm trying to learn here.
Yeah, we got a couple little things in there, but I mean, just some spices, some mixed dry spices.
It smells really good.
Spices. Waffle has been in for around 3 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, look at that.
Crispy and golden.
That looks good. That looks like it was made from the perfect factory.
Oh my goodness, so crispy. I know it's hot, but you'll see when you eat it. It's super crispy. We serve it literally with the chicken on the waffle, and then as a brunch item, everything gets an egg, unless they specify they don't want an egg.
So what comes first, the chicken or the egg?
In this case, the chicken. It's as simple as it gets. I mean, it's a waffle with a fried piece of chicken on it and an egg, but it really is a sum of all its parts. I mean, if you do everything on this dish well, it'll come out great.
Here he is. You must be Simon.
I am.
Nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you.
You're the other half of the brown and butter.
Correct.
Are you the brown or the butter?
Both sometimes. Yeah.
So what does the brown and the butter mean?
It's basically burnt butter, which gives you that sort of almondy, sugary smell. It's a real southern ingredient. We incorporate it into a lot of the different recipes and food items here.
It's a Southern kitchen and bar. So what is Southern?
Yeah, southern food can go a couple of ways. The way we do it here is Bible Belt, anything below the Mason-Dixon line.
Yeah. Here he is. Thank you, sir. This looks great.
Yeah.
This looks great. How am I going to eat all this? This is so good.
I think you'll find a way. I'd start with the burger if I was you. Brie cheese, double cream brie.
That looks really good.
Yes.
So you're not skimping on
No,
the
we
cheese.
are not. No, that's a serious burger. Yep,
That's a brunch burger.
that is.
That is so good.
Thank you. I'm glad you like it.
The cheese is really good because it's a nice cheese.
Yes,
And also that aioli makes it
it's a decadent thing.
smoky as well.
Yes, and that comes from the onion and bacon jam. So that's a really smoky bacon. That's where you're getting the smoke flavor from.
That's really great. All right, so let's try some of this chicken.
Sure.
Some of this sauce here. This is a tea thing, isn't
Sweet tea glaze, so it's like a sweet tea pancake syrup almost.
it? Okay. Dave was saying that if you drink a lot of this, it's a lot of caffeine in there.
Yeah, you can get a good buzz.
So great for the morning.
Absolutely.
So just pour it everywhere?
Go right ahead. Go right ahead. Don't skimp on that. Yeah.
All right.
Perfect. There you go.
Okay, let's do this. So I'm going to do a bit of chicken and a little bit of egg, and then obviously a little bit of
Waffle,
a
yep.
little bit of waffle right there. Oh yeah. It's the first time I've ever had waffle
With chicken?
with chicken,
Is that right? Yeah.
and I would do that again.
Yeah, it's a thing. It goes well.
That is not maple syrup at all.
No.
Because normally you would have maple syrup
Correct.
on that.
Yeah.
That's a real different kind of syrupy.
Yes.
Still sugary.
A little more bite to it.
A little more bite to
Yeah,
it, and
definitely.
you can taste the tea.
Yes, you can. Yep.
This is good.
Thank you. Glad you like it.
My next stop is the Praline Connection, a Creole soul food restaurant where I'm meeting the owner, Curtis Moore.
There's a variety of gumbos here in New Orleans. Like you said, they got Creole gumbo, they got andouille gumbo, they got sausage gumbo, they got rice gumbo, they got all kind of gumbo. But we was raised on what they call a filet gumbo, or some people call it the kitchen sink. Now the reason why they call it the kitchen sink, long time ago when you get a chicken, you got the heart, the neck, and everything stuffed in it. So when you're going to fry, you don't fry them. My mother used to take that and put that in the freezer. When you got to have the little box freezers that you could long time ago, and she used to put that. Ham used to come with a bone in it long time ago. They didn't have boneless ham. So when you cut and you get down to the bone, you take and you put that away. The chicken neck, well, you don't fry the chicken neck, so she put that away. And she got different parts stew and put it away. So on Sundays, because you only have gumbo on a Sunday, that was a delicacy. On Sunday, she would take all them different parts and do whatever she had to do with it and make a filet gumbo by putting all those things in it, including the crab, the shrimp, and oysters. Now, a lot of people don't put oysters in it anymore because she would cook a whole pot of gumbo for Christmas and the gumbo turned bad, and they used to say it was the oysters. But after I got into culinary things, I found out it wasn't the oyster, it was temperature. So when you cook gumbo, you got to either separate it and bring it down to a certain temperature before the bacteria have time to form. So it was sad, and I couldn't tell her before she passed, she could use her oysters again.
When we return, I'm meeting a fascinating man named Wayne Bouquet at his delicious soul food restaurant, Little Dizzy's Café. Nestled in the heart of New Orleans is Little Dizzy's Café, and I'm honoured to introduce you to its owner, Wayne Bouquet, a man with many incredible stories to tell. Much of them are heartbreaking, but important to share. I'm hearing his story and tasting his appetising great food. Wayne, this is apparently the oldest black neighbourhood in the country.
This is the oldest black neighborhood in the country.
That's incredible. And you have an incredible history as well, didn't you?
I do.
Your ancestors, they have, it's incredible stories.
We go back over 200 years in New Orleans. Jazz was born not in Metairie, not in Slidell. Jazz was born in New Orleans.
Yes.
Okay? Now,
and they were your family,
my family is some of the originators of jazz.
Wow.
The oldest Catholic church in America, black Catholic church in America is right around the corner.
Yeah.
It's St. Augustine's Church. And it was built by free people of color and slaves in 1840.
Wow.
All right? And they had what they called then the water pews. In fact, the pastor who was there back then wrote this book, and he's a friend of mine. His name is Father Jerome Ledoux.
Yep.
So they had to separate the pews. So you had 3 sets of pews.
Yeah.
You had the one for the white people, you had the one for the free people of color, and you had the one for the slaves.
Wow. It's just crazy. When I mean, in our modern times, when you look at that, you think, how silly is that?
How silly is it? And then people with any sense are starting to realize that.
New Orleans is a very unique city in that it has always been a multicultural city, and everyone has always got along.
They got along, but black people didn't have the rights that white folks had. You know, I mean, I had a little white kid that we used to play football and basketball together that lived next door to me.
Yeah, he was your friend.
He was my friend.
Yeah.
But when it came time to go to high school, that's when we had to catch the bus to go to high school. And he sat on the front of the bus, and I had to sit on the back of the bus. And he knew it, but he wasn't my friend much longer after that, you know, because I talked to him and said, hey, man, what's going on? And he was with his white friends. I said, okay, I'll catch you at home, and we'll talk about this.
Wow. That's
the way it was.
Crazy. I've eaten so much gumbo in New Orleans already, so I don't know whether I want to do any gumbo here.
Well, the problem is you've really not had the gumbo yet. I'm not going to call no names. I know you've eaten at some places, but nobody makes a better gumbo than us.
You're a humble man.
I am.
Well, in that case, I better try some of the gumbo.
You better try some of the gumbo, is all I can tell you. Okay. Now, I told this gentleman that he really hadn't had gumbo, even though he's had it at
this looks different.
Places. I told him this is the real deal.
I know about gumbo now. So gumbo was basically made of the leftover parts of the animals, right?
Gumbo started with corner markets. And the corner markets, it was a cheap man's dish.
Yeah.
And when the corner markets would take and discard everything that they didn't want to put in there, like the gizzards, and all of the stuff, the necks, and all that stuff, they put that on the side, and people would go to the little corner market and say, give me a package of your gumbo ingredients. And it would just be a packet with chicken, shrimp, ham, and shells, all kind of things. Yeah. And that's what gumbo, that's how gumbo started. Now, it's a rich man's dish.
It's weird, isn't it?
Try that.
Mmm. Wayne, that's really good. This tastes like it has like 50 ingredients. I know it probably doesn't, but it tastes like there's so much going on there.
Take a piece of bread, dip it in it, and then eat it, and it's like going to heaven. You see, this is the kind of meal you want if you're going to
in winter
to the death chamber. This is the kind of meal you want. You find your last meal.
I am planning to go into no death chamber.
I know, man. But if so, I was just saying, don't forget. Call us up and we'll send you some gumbo.
If I ever end up there, I'm going to like, I need some of Wayne's gumbo because I want to go to heaven before I die. This is good.